Join me today as I decorate for 2025 Christmas. 'Twas the night before Christmas. I'll show you how to go from this to this. Hey everybody, Joe here. So today is kind of a weird video. Well, it's not weird. It's just another part of the process that for Christmas 2025 that I've been sharing with you, which is kind of different from how I've approached it in the past. But last time I was with you, I told you my plans for the decor this year. We're doing 'Twas the Night Before Christmas. You know that already. And I shared with you part of what I was planning to do over the closets up there in the foyer. Unfortunately, what I had planned, it did not work out. I want, excerpts from the book, from the poem, and over the door, it's going to say, Merry Christmas to all and to all a good night, because it makes sense as people are leaving, right? They go through the front door and that's what they would see. And above on the closet, I had wanted to make a scene, 2 scenes up there with rooftops. And I have this blow mold Santa and reindeer that Marianne had gotten a few years ago. We never used it. And I thought this is going to be a good opportunity to use it. Well, anyway, it was gigantic. It just didn't fit up there. And actually, Marianne made me laugh because when I came down and I said, it was gigantic, it doesn't fit. And she said, of course, you thought it was going to fit up there? So she remembered the size of it and I didn't. So I had to scratch that idea, which was very upsetting. I really, really wanted to do that. So anyway, what I'm doing is I'm just making it kind of like a winter scene up there because it still makes sense with the idea of Merry Christmas to all and to all a good night. And as Santa flies away, that's, again, if you remember the images from the book, you see that, down like trees and stuff like that. So that's basically what I'm doing. But it's a process because I didn't expect that. So I had to rethink the whole thing. And every time I do something that I've never done before up there, it takes a little bit more time. It's actually a lot of thinking. So I have one side done and I'm pretty happy with it. And I was happy because when Marianne came out of the bedroom, she liked it. She didn't, say, all right, take some of that stuff down like she normally does because I go overboard. But I'm looking at it now and I think I like it. And what I'll do is I'll share with you how I do the other side. Now it's going to be easier because I just have to look over there and I can, redo it over here. So let's get started with that. I hope you enjoy this little bit. Don't forget, please subscribe. You don't want to miss anything that I'm doing for Christmas. It's a lot. If you like a lot, I'm going to be giving that to you. And comment. I like hearing from you. And a thumbs up actually does help with the channel. All right, everybody, let's get going today. I'm going to start with this topiary tree, and then I'm going to wrap it with garland and then put lights on it. And this is going to serve as one of the trees that goes up there. By the way, that's about 300 lights on there. So I put some buffalo snow on the trees, and because I have to try to think what has to go on them before I lift them up there, because once they're up there, it's virtually impossible. And there's my trusty ladder to lift those trees up on top of those closets. All right, so we're ready to create. Now, I can't stress this enough, and I said it before, you need to figure out your electrical plan first because you don't want to have the plug on the wrong side or you don't have an outlet or something like that. So please think about that first, electrical plan. Okay, so the first thing that I'm going to put up there is this tree right here I made. This was a topiary tree that I created. I used garland around it and some snow. Remember, it's supposed to just look like foresty. And I'm going to pick this up and put it over in the corner. Now, usually I put it on top of another box when it's up there to make it taller. I'm not doing it this year. It's easier for me to just bring it up there and it's there already. So I have to get this up there and I'm going to spare you this year. I'm not going to show you me climbing the ladder with it. All right, so that's just going up the ladder, and you can see it has that big base in there, so I have to put some snow blanket in there to cover that. There's my electrical, and by the way, I forgot to plug the tree in. I didn't notice it until the end of the video. So the next thing I do is I start putting in the snow blanket, and you can see I tucked it in around the base of that tree right there so that I don't have to reach over and do it later. It's like I do it as I'm moving forward. So next thing is I'm going to put another tree right in there. Next thing, I put this tree in right here, and I put this tree in right here. So it makes like a triangle here. A lot of layers going on. Now, before I do anything else, I have to put the garland around the edge over here because I need to secure it really well. And if I put any more up here, it's going to impede my working area. So that's the next thing that goes on. I'm going to use bricks as an anchor, and I'm going to use floral wire and duct tape. Okay, so I'm going to put this little guy up there, and yeah, I know somebody's going to tell me that it looks tacky and I shouldn't do it, but you know what? I have to pick and choose my battles. I was going to paper mache this thing, take all the lights off, paper mache him, and then paint him and everything else, but it sounds weird, I know, but I'm running out of time, and that will just take too much time and push me back, and I have too many other projects to do. So I'm going to have to live with it this way. If it bothers somebody, then they just don't have to look at it. It's as simple as that. I don't mean to sound nasty or anything, but that's the way it is, So I'm going to use this. I have the what do you call it? The doe. She's like feeding on the other side, and then this guy has his head up. And I'm going to put one of these little birds that look like they're dead on the floor right here on him too. Next, snow blanket. All right, next in, I'm going to put a few of these large poinsettia picks. I'm going to put one over on the left side and then one all the way over on the right side to balance it out. Now, this is basically done. I just have a little things to do here and there, but I have to address this piece here right now that I have hanging down into the point on the corner. I like to soften the corner. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add in some white branches hanging downward. I put one right in the center, and then I put one little higher on the left and one a little higher on the right, and I locked it in with the branches of the garland. Next, I'm layering in some cardinals. Now I'm going to start layering in these branches, and they pick up a lot of light just the way they are. They just pick up light. They look like icy. All right, so I put 5 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now in the middle here, I'm going to put in some pine cones. Probably going to do a grouping of 3. All right, so I put 3 in, and I use the kind that have a little bit of white on them to make them look like, a little bit of snow. And now right underneath there, I'm going to start putting in some little poinsettia picks to fill in that area. So it was one of those poinsettia bushes from the Dollar Tree, and I just cut it up, and I brushed some white glue on it and put some of that, that glitter in there that makes it look like it's a little bit frosty. So here's where we're at now. And what I'll do now is I'll build out to the sides just slightly that way and then this way, just to like incorporate it all together. And it's not done until it's overdone. Okay, so I finally finished this side right here, and you can see that it coordinates with the other side. It's similar but not exact. This one has the doe feeding down, and the birds are not in the same places, but things are similar because it is symmetrical. Let me go a little bit back further so you can see. So it's a little bit difficult because the chandelier is in the way, but you see from here what it looks like. And actually, to be honest with you, this is the third time I'm videoing this, because the first time I noticed that the tree in the corner wasn't lit and it wasn't plugged in, so I had to take that all down and do that. And then that little reindeer I noticed wasn't lit, and I had to take him down and rewire him. So anyway, in the middle right there, that will be my next project, which will be the next video, and that's the section that's going to have the, the quote, Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night. So I have a lot of work to do in that centerpiece, but at least I got these two sides done. And to be perfectly honest with you, I think it must have taken me about 10 hours, I think, to do what you see right there. It was a process. There's a lot of going up and down the ladder, and then, finding things that I want and things not working, and then some things working, and then whatever. So, I don't want you to think that it happens by magic and, it's 1, 2, 3, it's done. It took about 10 hours, and I might be shortchanging myself there. Anyway, thanks for stopping by today, and please come back again. So I'll be working on that middle piece right there for our 2025 'Twas the Night Before Christmas theme. Okay, buddy, take care. Bye-bye.